disclaimer. Baby, customer service is a rough industry with its ugly ass. Now, if you talk about different branches, ooh, fast food is rocky. Baby, working in fast food this time of the year, this phase of our lives is rocky. Now, I'm going to take you to Saginaw, Michigan at a McDonald's. Bop, 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 bop. This customer was not loving it. Now, I'm going to roll the bean footage and we're going to come back and go down the rabbit hole. Let's go.
You got charged for the coffee. The sandwiches are going to be refunded. Ma'am, I had that and you're not listening.
I'm listening.
No,
You got to say
to argue
this
with
amount
someone.
and we're going to exchange that with the food.
Ma'am, she
You
was
said
told
properly and
that.
apologize to somebody for being here over an hour. That's what
You can have a
within 20 minutes later.
Now, catch that hot ass walking.
Woo, that was rough to watch. Have you ever been in a location and your spirit told you, let me just go and pull my phone out because something about this is going to be recording worthy? And that's exactly what happened, because this footage was actually filmed by an eyewitness that answers to the name of Tara. Now, she probably caught more than what I showed you because it had been a heated exchange between the manager and this irate customer. Now, according to what is stating here, because I wasn't there, hello, allegedly, the woman said she had been at the McDonald's for an hour. She was arguing, explaining that her breakfast order was automatically canceled by the restaurant system due to breakfast service being closed for the day. The employee repeatedly tells the customer that a refund had been issued and would take 48 hours to be credited to her. When the employee finally decides to say, look, we're not getting anywhere, we're just confronting each other back and forth, I don't feel like yelling, she proceeds to walk off, and that's when you see the irate woman open up the lid of her coffee. And you know McDonald's, bop, 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 coffee be hot, because they had to start putting a warning label to tell you how hot it was because of a previous lawsuit. And she tosses that thing on that lady, and you can see her flinch up like, ah. I know that junk was hot. And you know them work shirts be thin as hell. Because they don't be made with real cotton. These days, it's whatever they find left in your dryer. Anywho, the situation got so crazy that they are waiting on this lady to either turn herself in or to be captured. There have been several tips verifying who this lady is, because maybe just off of her image alone in this clear 5K video, people are like, oh my God, that is not her. Damn, that's her. You see, effective communication is really difficult. You know, shout out to 7th Streeter, a singer, R&B singer to be exact. She said, everybody wants to be grown until it's time to communicate. And that is very true in so many words, because I've learned through therapy, what people do is if they can't make you as mad as they are, they try to do something to put pressure on it so you can be at their level. And you call that a transfer of energy. A lot of times people aren't confrontational, but the person that feels wrong wants to prove a point. And if you, at any point from your perception, are dismissive from their perception, there's going to be friction. Happens every single day. It would be so nice if everybody could just sit, listen, talk. And then it will be easy to get your point across. Now, I agree, I will be very upset because the economy we live in, if you pay for something right now and it's time to get a refund, you need to refund me right now. Why do I have to wait 2 more days outside the date that I originally did the transaction? That's unfair to me. That's unfair to my finances. But I do not think for 1 minute that tossing very hot content on somebody is the answer. Because now you're going to go to jail. Now you're going to have to pay for her medical expenses. And it wasn't really worth it, because when you finally calm down, you probably said to yourself, damn, I shot off today. But some people are validated in them shooting off because that's just your temperament altogether. Now, I personally don't like confrontation. It doesn't make me feel good. It actually makes me so upset that I see red. I don't know what that lady had going on prior to her pulling up to McDonald's, but she was ready to risk it all because she had the last chance to just walk away, and she chose to make matters worse when she took that top off and tossed it. And like I said, the lady flinched up like this. It reminded me of those kids that used to get a spanking. They be trying to run and they hurry up and clinch up so that hit wouldn't hurt as much. That's what it gave me. Now, they did mention, based off of the Buena Vista Police Department, that at least they have an identity who that suspect is. But like I said, I do not know if by the time this video drops, if she's been captured. But at this moment, I'ma still assume, allegedly, she's still at large. Now, the employee, because that's your major concern right now. What happened to her? Now, she did suffer from minor burns, and the department is trying to, whenever they find this suspect, recommend that suspect be charged with felony assault. Girl, you finna have your whole life altered from a misunderstanding, and you could have just contacted corporate for a better resolution. But now you toss the coffee and you got to do a background check and explain every single time when you try to do anything about why you got a felony assault. Emotional intelligence is difficult. I would be lying if I sit here and said every situation in my life I've used intelligence like that, because when things really trigger you, you are ready and willing to prove a point to where you may lose it all. Sometimes walking away for some people is not an option. And the fact that she had that type of energy to do that to you, ma'am, that meant she was all or nothing. People don't play about money. People don't play about their family. People don't play about their food. And as we proceed, you're going to see a lot of stories like this. We've seen them down our timelines where people might get their fries cold, their nuggets cold, and instead of just saying, I'm going to pull up and wait for you to recook it, they pull out a gun or a knife, or they hop through the service window to try to fight. Like, folks have really lost their minds when it comes to being right, and then when it comes to proving somebody's wrong. I wish y'all all well in any profession that you're in. I'm specifically talking about fast food, but we know that everybody and every work that we do across the board, you're going to deal with some type of service, whether it's customer service, it's business to business service, you know, period. You're going to have to interact, and everything is not going to be idealistically on the same wavelength. You might have some stuff that really sets it off on right, set it off on the left, shut it off. But when you get that mad, remember, you still got obligations and responsibilities as well as this new charge you're about to get. So is it worth it to put your thing down, flip it, and reverse it? I pray that under the circumstances of what's going on in the America, it's not even just state to state, in America, that people are able to process, because we don't know what people are really upset about. Are they upset about something that happened to them a while ago? Are they upset about what happened today? Are they upset about what could be about to happen in the future? A lot of people are dealing with everyday things. That lady that was the manager at McDonald's, she probably deals with 100 customers like that per day. So that's why it's easy for her to just say, you know what, I'm not going to deal with this right now. I'm going to walk away. Because walking away sometimes is a resolution to prevent people escalating. But because the woman didn't get the response she wanted to lead with the energy of feeling better by making herself do something bad to someone else that made her feel horrible. And that's the part that we gotta sit back and think about. Because when you finally calm down, you gotta ask yourself, was it that deep? Man, that's crazy. But y'all just be mindful out there when you're dealing with people. It costs $0 to be kind. And everybody's not going to stoop down to your level of, I want to be violent. Some people are really just passive on things, and they will get it resolved to the best of their knowledge. But not everybody wants to uproot and be violent. Some people are just calm, cool, and collected. And that's how we need to proceed, because we're all going through something, and your trauma is no bigger than nobody else's trauma. You just have to be mindful that everybody's on edge. So do your best to have understanding is what I mean. But I'm telling you now, some people they've been mad. So they're not just mad at you, they mad at everything else that they couldn't resolve, and you just were the last straw that broke the camel's back. Healthy healing to everybody involved in this story, because there's going to be more stories like this as we proceed, especially with this government shutdown. People are on edge. People are pissed, and they can't just take their anger out on what's really making them mad, so they're going to take it out on who's right here, right now. Be careful out there. But I'm just a messenger. It's your girl, Shaunie B. If you're cool with your girl, go on food with your girl. Check out my website. Yes, www.shauniebeentertainment.com. Check out the finger option, drop donations, but never any pressure to do either of the two, because I see the likes, the shares, the comments. Means the world to me. So I just want to tell you thank you from my lips to your ears for rocking with me, because y'all can be anywhere in the world, but y'all come keep me company. Hop in the comments. I have a home girl. I have some people that I know that are from Saginaw. Do y'all get down like that in Saginaw? Because I might have to reconsider my visit. I don't want to get burned, and I don't want to get shot or stabbed. But violence is everywhere around us. It's not even just to say Saginaw is like that. Everywhere is like this, because everybody is dealing with something, and people are ready to pop off. If they do not get what they want, be prepared for a pop off. It's very rare. See, people file 1 million complaints per day. I make sure that if I do have to file a complaint, I want to do it with a clear head, and I want to be calm, and I want to make sure I'm presenting this so the resolution can be resolved in real time. But at the same speed, people also fail to give compliments. When services do go well and over beyond, I make sure I go tell them about the compliments just as much as I would tell them about a complaint, because every day people have to clock in and figure out their will or the way for the day. And sometimes people just don't have time to go back and forth with you. Like that with deranged. What's his name? Can't think of that man's name. But anyway, y'all know the song. At the end of the day, y'all be safe out there. Oh my God, be safe, because tomorrow's not promised. But until next time, next story. And I'm out this. Peace.